Hi guys! I hope that now that we've reached the 2/3 mark in the semester, you're all feeling well and doing good. So today we will be learning a little bit about what opioids are and the whole opioid crisis and what we can do about it. So it's important to be aware of the crisis that is happening and know when someone is overdosing or signs of substance use and how to administer Narcan to someone who isn't overdosing. So what even are opioids? They are prescription painkillers. They can be either synthetic or they can be chemically made. And a lot of common ones that you might have heard before are heroin, meth, fentanyl, and they can be very deadly. They are often prescribed for pain. So a lot of times when people get surgeries and stuff, they'll be prescribed opioids to take. And they're also very addicting because they activate the pleasure part of your brain, and that is very easy to get addicted to. So how can we recognize that someone is experiencing substance abuse? So there are a lot of different kind of behavioral indicators that we can look at, such as struggling to concentrate, being just kind of seeming like they're out of it, not really knowing how to be acting in a social situation or in a proper environment, not having proper memory, needing a lot of help with like basic things, and just seeming really disoriented overall. And then here's a little bit of the signs of an overdose, which we'll go into more later. So what is Narcan? It is a medicine that can help reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. It is completely safe to use. You can't kind of overdo it. It's not addicting. It doesn't get you high. And even if someone is not overdosing and you use it, it still has no negative effects. And if someone needs one or two, or needs like 2 or more doses of Narcan, that also does not have any negative impact. So how do opioids actually kill people, like on the scientific level? So in your body, you have tons of cells. And on those cells, you have little receptors. So they're waiting to grab things. And they're waiting to grab oxygen. And the opioids come and they steal the spot where other things should be going. So then when the regular things to make your body function come over and they try and get in those receptors, they can't because the opioids are already there. So this causes your body to stop breathing, essentially. So you don't take in the right amount of oxygen for around 30 to 90 minutes. And opioids can kill people from a lack of oxygen in like 1 to 3 hours. So it does work really fast. And a lot of times when someone overdoses, it isn't immediately obvious that it's happening. But with signs of like seeing that there's a lack of oxygen, knowing that and being aware can help you react if anyone is, experiencing that. So how can you tell that someone is experiencing an opioid overdose? There are a lot of different signs we can look for, like the lips and the nails getting blue and gray, looking discolored, having really slow breathing or shallow breathing or absent breathing. The skin might feel cold or clammy, making gurgling sounds or like snoring. So a lot of times people, when you think they're sleeping, they're not really sleeping. And really dilated, really tiny pupils. And then also not being responsive or like being passed out. So what do you do if you think someone might be experiencing an opioid overdose? First, you should start by trying to get their attention. Say something that would wake them up if they were just sleeping, like saying their name and shaking them. If they don't react to that, the next thing you want to do is check for a pain response. So a really commonly well-known one is that you take your hand in a fist and you take your knuckles and you rub it up and down on their sternum really hard. So if that person would be able to respond to that, they would. So if they don't respond, you know that something is wrong. And if something is wrong, you call 911 and administer Narcan. So here is a little bit of how to actually administer Narcan. You should always call 911. If there's another person in the room, you should tell them to call 911 while you administer Narcan. If you can, always take advantage of the other people around and say, hey, you, grab Narcan. Hey, you, call 911. And a tip that I learned is that it can be really helpful to say, call out specific people. So if you're in a whole room and you see someone collapse and you know what's happening, if you can take charge of that situation, do that. And point out specific people. Hey, you in the blue shirt, you get Narcan. Because then people, they don't freeze and just kind of stare and watch. Make people help you. They're there. And being able to react as fast as possible in medical emergencies is like the most important thing. So once you have all of that, you want to take the Narcan out of the package. You do not want to do a test spray. That is not, don't do that. Then you will put your head under their neck and kind of tilt their head back so their chin is up. And then you'll take it. So Narcan, I'll put a photo over here. So you'll see it has like the little top part, and then it has like, it's almost like if you've ever done like a nasal spray or a neti pot. It's kind of like that same thing where you kind of push it up your nose. So you put it inside their nose and then you just spray it up. And it should start to work within 2 to 3 minutes. And if that person does not wake up, then you administer another dose. And here is a video, which kind of, it gives a more clear picture of that whole process. Hi guys, I hope that now that we've reached the 2/3 mark in the semester, you're all feeling well and doing good. So today we will be learning a little bit about what opioids are and the whole opioid crisis and what we can do about it. So it's important to be aware of the crisis that is happening and know when someone is overdosing or signs of substance use, and how to administer Narcan to someone who is overdosing. So what even are opioids? They are prescription painkillers. They can be either synthetic or they can be chemically made. And a lot of common ones that you might have heard before are heroin, meth, fentanyl, and they can be very deadly. They are often prescribed for pain. So a lot of times when people get surgeries and stuff, they'll be prescribed opioids to take. And they're also very addicting because they activate the pleasure part of your... Okay, I hope that video helped you kind of understand better about how to administer Narcan. So why is this relevant? It is relevant because it is happening all around us. Even if you don't know someone who's directly been impacted by opioid use, the chances are someone you know probably has, or someone, you know, they're like, I mean, just looking at these statistics, just from 2023 alone, you can see so this is Litchfield County, you can see in each town the fatal and non-fatal overdoses, and these numbers are really high, like scary high. And even when you're looking at the Connecticut numbers of fatal overdoses, that is a ton. And this, you know, opioids kill, and we need to look out for each other, and we need to know what to do when this happens. And I mean, the chances are you probably have someone you can think of right now when you think of opioids. For me, I know so many people in my extended family and even my close family. I remember being like a 13-year-old and not really being sure what was happening, and my brother coming over and like puking up blood and then like collapsing on my, like in my front yard. And I had to sleep on the couch so he could like live with us and get better. It is not super rare that this happens. It's so easy to get addicted, and it's so easy to not be able to find help. So we have to look out for each other, stick together. And yeah, it is not like a small thing. It is super important to be aware that this does happen. So where can we find Narcan? On our campus, every single building will have Narcan. You can see where it is on each map. So I know a lot of you guys don't really ever come to campus, but if you do, this is where you can find it. So it's in these very bright boxes that you can easily find. And on top of that, Narcan is something that you can carry. My mom has Narcan in her backpack. She has Narcan in her bag. You can carry it, and especially if you know someone, you know, who you know uses opioids and stuff like that. Like, harm reduction and being able to respond in these situations is important. So, you know where to find Narcan, know how to use it, and yeah. So Connecticut has what's called a Good Samaritan law, which means that if you do something and you don't do it completely right, or you do something wrong during that process, you will be protected. So kind of the like, you tried and it's okay. So this goes with a lot of things. So it kind of, here's like the full list of what things are specifically protected. But like anything emergency related that you can try and do to help someone, as long as you're doing that truly with good intentions, that will not backfire on you. So there's no reason to say, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not too sure. Anything is better than nothing. And if you know how to use Narcan, which is a very simple, and now you're all learning now, and like even being CPR certified and all those things, whatever you can do in these situations is super important. And there's no reason to not educate yourself, and you will be protected for anything that you do. So, educate yourself, engage in this video, go look up online, take CPR training courses, take first aid courses, and be someone that if someone says, oh my God, I need help, be someone that they can go to. So our school has a care team, which is a group of people, staff at our school, who work together to help people who might be struggling in certain situations that they're in. So if someone says, I'm really worried about my friend, and this is what is happening, they will go ahead and reach out and help them find resources. Our school cares a lot about all of the students here. So anything you have that can, help people is super important. And you all can submit care referrals. So if you know someone on campus, or not even our campus, in the whole CT state system, you can submit a care referral where you'll put in information about what's happening, and then the care team at that campus will go ahead and assess the situation and try and help that student. And they can be anonymous if you want. It's super helpful to be able to have name and contact information to the person who makes the referral. That way, if they need more information, they can get that. But if that's something you're really worried about, you can make it anonymous. So even if you're you don't want to submit something because you're nervous, there's no reason not to, because you can make it anonymous if that is an issue you have. But yeah, that is kind of everything for today. You'll see some other stuff in Blackboard and in the discussion board, but yeah, if you need help, please reach out to me, to Dr. Rook, to anyone here on this campus. Fill out a care referral. You're not alone, and all we can do is kind of have each other's backs and watch out for each other. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.